For decades, Somalia was defined by the image of a young fighter clutching a Kalashnikov, a symbol of chaos and endless conflict. But as of August 2025, that image is fading fast. The Somali National Army is undergoing a dramatic transformation, moving from Cold War rifles to advanced 21st century technology. Surveillance drones, armored vehicles, and precision munitions are now reshaping the battlefield. This shift is more than a hardware upgrade. It's a leap toward a professional, modern military, supported by international partners. Somalia's new arsenal aims to defeat extremist threats, secure borders, and project stability across the Horn of Africa. The Kalashnikov shadow is lifting, revealing a nation determined to build lasting peace on newfound strength. The AK-47 was once more than just a weapon in Somalia. It was the backbone of society, woven into the very fabric of daily life. For decades, the Kalashnikov rifle was everywhere, carried by militiamen, warlords, and even ordinary civilians. It became a symbol of both power and protection, a tool that shaped the country's destiny through years of conflict and uncertainty. After the collapse of Siad Barre's regime in 1991, the AK-47 flooded the country. With the central government gone, chaos erupted in the streets of Mogadishu and beyond. Armed groups seized control, and the rifle became the currency of survival, passed from hand to hand as families and communities struggled to protect themselves. Its simplicity, reliability, and rugged design made it the weapon of choice for militias, warlords, and civilians alike. The AK-47 required little maintenance and could withstand harsh conditions, making it ideal for Somalia's unforgiving environment. The rifle's presence was felt everywhere, from bustling markets to quiet villages. It shaped daily life and even local economies, as weapons were traded alongside food and goods. The Kalashnikov was not just a tool of war, but a part of everyday existence. Over time, the Kalashnikov became a symbol of survival and defiance in a lawless land. For many, it represented the only means of self-defense in a world where the rule of law had vanished. But as Somalia's conflict evolved, so did the threats. The fight shifted from clan warfare to a brutal counterinsurgency against Al-Shabaab, a group that used new tactics and technology. Guerrilla tactics, roadside bombs, and IEDs outmatched soldiers armed only with AK-47s. The rifle that once offered security now left its users dangerously exposed. The Somali army realized it needed more than rifles. To survive, it needed intelligence, protection, and precision, tools that could counter a new kind of enemy. The realization that the Kalashnikov was becoming obsolete marked a turning point in Somalia's long struggle for peace and stability. To defeat Al-Shabaab and reclaim their country, Somali forces had to move beyond the rifle and embrace the tools of modern warfare: drones, surveillance, and advanced training. The era of the AK-47 was ending, making way for a new vision of security and hope for Somalia's future. In recent years, Somalia's military has experienced a dramatic transformation, and at the heart of this change is the arrival of Turkish Bayraktar TB2 drones. These advanced unmanned combat aerial vehicles have become a true game changer for the country's security forces, providing capabilities that were once unimaginable. The TB2 drones offer real-time surveillance over vast, difficult terrain, allowing commanders to track enemy movements and gather critical intelligence. With their precision-guided munitions, they can strike high-value targets from afar, disrupting Al-Shabaab's operations and making it much harder for militants to hide or regroup. This has shifted the balance on the battlefield, giving Somali forces a decisive edge. On the ground, Turkish BMC Kirpi MRAPs and Chinese VN-22 armored vehicles have revolutionized troop mobility and protection. These vehicles are designed to withstand ambushes, landmines, and IEDs, allowing Somali soldiers to push deeper into hostile territory with greater confidence and safety. This new armor means fewer casualties and more successful offensives. Alongside these vehicles, modern firearms are replacing the decades-old Soviet rifles that once dominated the Somali arsenal. New assault rifles and training programs are boosting the effectiveness and morale of individual soldiers, making every unit more capable in combat. Soon, Turkish T-129 attack helicopters will join the fight, bringing rapid response firepower and close air support to ground troops. These helicopters will be able to respond quickly to threats, provide cover during offensives, and further increase the army's reach and flexibility. Somalia is even exploring advanced air defense systems, a clear sign of its growing ambitions to secure its skies and protect its forces from aerial threats. This move could deter hostile drones and aircraft, making Somalia's airspace safer than ever before. The Somali army is no longer limited to rifles and pickup trucks. Today, it's building a multi-domain defense force that integrates drones, armored vehicles, and advanced weaponry, working together across land and air. This sweeping modernization is transforming Somalia's ability to fight and win, giving its military the tools and confidence to take on even the most entrenched threats. The future of Somali security is high-tech, integrated, and far more formidable than ever before, a force ready to defend its nation and shape its own destiny. Somalia's military leap wouldn't be possible without a web of international partners. Turkey leads the way, supplying drones, vehicles, and training at Camp Turksum in Mogadishu. The US focuses on elite counter-terrorism units, providing training, intelligence, and joint exercises. China supplies armored vehicles, while Qatar offers financial aid and equipment. Each partner brings unique strengths and their own strategic interests. This diverse support accelerates modernization, but also creates challenges in standardization and coordination. Somalia must carefully integrate these streams to build a unified national force, not a patchwork of foreign-aligned factions. Drones and armored vehicles have upended al-Shabaab's tactics. Bayraktar TB2s give Somali commanders a persistent eye in the sky, exposing ambushes and IED teams before they strike. Real-time intelligence enables preemptive action and precision airstrikes, forcing insurgents to scatter and hide. MRAPs like the Kirpi protect troops from roadside bombs, letting them advance confidently through dangerous territory. This resilience has allowed the SNA to reclaim strongholds and push al-Shabaab back. The synergy of air and ground tech empowers Somali leaders to plan bold, complex operations. The SNA is now on the offensive, exploiting enemy weaknesses with confidence. Modernization has shifted the war's momentum, giving Somalia a real chance to win. Somalia's military transformation is rapidly redefining its role in the Horn of Africa, signaling a new era for the nation and the region. Once considered a fragile state plagued by internal conflict and instability, Somalia is now taking bold steps to assert itself as a significant regional power. This shift is not just about military might, but also about strategic vision and national ambition. Through rigorous training and modernization, Somalia's armed forces are becoming more disciplined and capable. The country is shedding its old image and emerging as a credible military actor, one that can influence the balance of power in East Africa. With advanced weaponry and improved tactics, Somalia is now able to engage with neighbors like Kenya and Ethiopia as an equal partner in regional security initiatives. Joint exercises and military cooperation are strengthening ties and building mutual trust, while also showcasing Somalia's growing capabilities. However, this newfound strength brings its own set of challenges. Long-standing border disputes and competition over resources could easily reignite, threatening to destabilize the region once again. The risk of old rivalries flaring up is ever present. At the same time, Somalia's strategic location has attracted the attention of powerful international players. Countries like Turkey, the United States, China, and Qatar are all investing heavily, each pursuing their own interests and influence in the region. This influx of foreign involvement brings both opportunities and risks. Somalia could benefit from international support, but it also faces the danger of becoming entangled in the rivalries of these global powers, potentially turning the country into a proxy battleground for their competing agendas. To navigate these complex dynamics, Somalia's government must carefully balance foreign partnerships with the need for strategic autonomy. Maintaining independence in decision-making is crucial to avoid being drawn too deeply into external conflicts. The presence of sophisticated weapons and foreign military bases on Somali soil could also make the country a target for adversaries, increasing the risk of external attacks or sabotage. As Somalia continues its journey toward becoming a regional power, the path ahead is filled with both promise and peril. Navigating these geopolitical risks will require strong leadership, careful diplomacy, and a clear vision for the nation's future. The big question remains: will military modernization bring real peace to Somalia? A strong professional army is vital for stability, but force alone can't solve deep-rooted political and social issues. Al-Shabaab feeds on grievances like marginalization, unemployment, and corruption. Without political reconciliation and inclusive governance, military gains may be temporary. Modernization also risks creating divisions within the army if not managed carefully. True reform means building unity, discipline, and accountability alongside new hardware. The future depends on how wisely Somalia wields its new power. The challenge is to use these tools not just to win wars, but to secure a just and lasting peace for all Somalis.